Boom. So let me just make this disclaimer. I have an iPhone. Let me just put that out there. I don't have an Android, I have an iPhone, and on your Android, if you have one, it may look a little different, but the concept is the same. What I'll do is, Shari, and believes that Shari has an Android on this call. So what we'll do is, Shari, I will let you come on and show the Android version of it while I do this. All right. So just be prepared. Let me make you a co-host so that you can share your screen when I am ready for you. Boom. Share, make you, oh no. Oh no. Okay. Thank you, Mom. She set me up. She gave me infused water. Shari, I'm trying to make you cool. Hold on, give me a second. she gave me infused water. I just wanted regular water. All right, Shari, you're a co-host now. So let me share my screen again. All right.
Co-host this one, Tammy. Not your laptop.
Oh.
All these emails. Hold 1 second. Hold 1 second, babe. All right, good.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so great. So I'm just gonna do it first for on my phone. Wait, I can do it first, Shari, and then I can let you do it after. Cause we can't share at the same time.
All right, no problem.
Boom. Okie dokie. So you guys see my screen, start broadcast. 2, 1. All right, boom. Chat. I think my screen should be up. All right, great. So good. So when it comes to trade management, this is what you do after you are in a trade. You already would have calculated your lot size. You use the Stingu app. You use the MyFX book calculator. You know what lot size you should have used based on your 3%. You are in the trade. Now, what happens is that we send out an update. We send out an update in the trading days group telling you that the trade is between 20 to 30 plus pips in profits. As it goes more pips in profits, we update you on that. Now, what you want to do is always be securing your profits, especially a newer trader. The goal is for you to make some money. Everybody, we want to help you make some money. As you become more advanced, you can, of course, you can manage your trades to suit you. But as a new trader, you want to manage your trades and make sure you are making money while you are in there. So you should be moving. So you should be doing something called moving your stop loss into profits or to break even. Now I know some people that do these trainings, they say move your stop loss to break even. In my opinion, break even means I don't make any money. Right? If I'm in a trade, my goal is to at least, if I'm gonna lose a trade, I can lose a trade. If it hits stop loss, okay, I'm okay with that. But if I see myself in profits, my goal is to at least make something off of it. So I'm gonna move my stop loss not to break even, but to in profits because I want to make, right? We're here to make money. So we're gonna cover moving stop loss. I'm gonna show you how to move it to break even still, right? I'm gonna show you how to move your stop loss into profits. I'm gonna show you how you can measure and calculate pips, measure pips on using your MetaTrader 4 on your phone, and how to utilize certain tools that I use every single day to manage my trades. All right. So the first thing is moving your stop loss into profits. Now I have an example of something I want to show you guys, right? When it comes to, like, just want to give you a visual. When your trade is in, when you enter a trade, think about your trade like this man, right? You enter the trade and walking through the door is your trade going in profits. You see stop loss right here at the back. right? This, the doorway is your entry, and of course the TP is this green line right here. When your trade starts to walk through that door and goes towards TP, you are currently in profits. Moving your stop loss to break even is no saying I'm gonna put this red line, aka my stop loss, right on the door. So I'm kind of closing the door. What if this man were to start to moonwalk and go back? He can't go back through the door. He's gonna butt up on the door. Let me know if you guys are with me. We don't want him to go back out to the door. We want him to you know, boom, hit his back on the door, because we ain't going back two doors. When we open one door, we close it. We ain't going back out there. It's closed. I ain't want nothing else to do with behind that door. I going forward. All right. So he closed the door. We closed the door by putting the stop loss on that entry. So you see now how my stop loss is on top of the door. So the door is closed. So when my guy starts to moonwalk, Michael Jackson on them, he's gonna hit his back on the door, because we not it's locked. We can't go back there. Ever forward, never backwards. And then we're gonna be taking out the trade at break even. Did you do your thing? Even if we have to come out to the trade, I at least want to break even. This is how it looks. All right, that's the analogy. So let me show you in real time. Let me show you in real time right here. So if you look here, right here, where it says buy and this green dotted line, that is where I got in the market. That is where I bought. Now my stop loss, let me just put a rand. This is a demo call. Let me just put that out there again. 290, 44, 290, 57, 26, 290, 50. I don't think I can manage. I don't think I can put in a stop loss, because the markets are actually, this is Bitcoin. 290, 54, 96. Can I? Markets are closed and this broker does not trade on the weekend. All right. So let me just use a line for example. Let me just use a line for example. Boom. This red line, let's say this red line is my stop loss. Let's say this red line is my stop loss. I enter the market here. My stop loss is on this red line, and my TP is way up there somewhere. Bitcoin is going to the moon. They're saying that it's gonna be at 50K soon, and before the end of the year, it's gonna hit 100K. So I just bought. Whatever happens, happen. I am just waiting. All right. So because it's so many pips and profits, price is all the way up here. Price is all the way up here. It will be a tragedy for you to be this many pips and profits, right? Even if it's not this many, but you are 30, 40, 50, 60 pips and profits, and price turns around and hits your stop loss and you don't make any money. It will be a tragedy. You're investing. And with an investment, you're expecting a return, or to at least break even. So in this case, we want to break even first. So what you want to do is you want to first, we're moving that stop loss to break even. So the current price that we entered at is 31621. That's where we got into the market. All right, we got into the market. Let me put some pen to paper here. All right, we entered the market as 31621.53. That's our entry. Our stop loss, right? Our stop loss is 29169.41. So to move your stop loss to break even, what you want to do is you can hold down on the trade, right? All I did was I put my pointing finger, I touched the trade that I'm in, I hold down on it, and this bar came up, this option came up. You see it says close, modify, trade, chart. What you want to do is hit modify. And here you would have had in the original stop loss number. Let me put it here just so it is as realistic as I can get it, right? Boom, 29169.41. This is the original stop loss that we use. So when we hit modify and the chart and this window opens up, this is what you're gonna see. What you want to do is now change this stop loss price to the entry price that we have where we enter the market. How do you know your entry price? How do you know your entry price? I'm gonna show you. Boom. This is your entry price right here. The number that is directly underneath the currency that you're trading right here. Sorry. That number that is directly underneath your currency that you're trading, that is where you enter the market, right? That number does not fluctuate. The number that is next to it, to the right of that arrow, right? That number is what is moving, because every time the markets to fluctuate is gonna reflect on that number right there. So so my entry is a number, sorry, that I want to put my stop loss price at. Is everybody clear on where they can find their entry price? The number that is directly underneath the pair that you're trading is the price that you entered the market at. That is the number that you want to go back when you modify your trade. So I'm gonna hold this down, hit modify. This was my stop loss was this price, but I want to break even. So I'm gonna erase this number and I'm gonna put my entry price, which was 31621.53. That is the same number that is underneath the currency that I'm trading. Now when I put that here and I hit modify, let's just imagine that the market is open and this trade modified. When I go back to the chart, you will see that this grid line is now on my entry. That is how you move your stop loss to break even. That is how you close the door. And anything that happens, if the candlesticks come back down and hit that red line, I'm gonna be pulled out of the trade, and I would have either lost no money or I would have just lost a few cents, depending on the broker that you're with. Some brokers charge for entering trades like a few cents. Oh gosh, every time my phone locks, that comes off, right? Some brokers charge when you enter a trade, and some brokers doesn't, right? So it really depends. That's why I say sometimes I would rather just make a little something than to end up breaking even or even losing a few cents. Is everybody clear on that? Let me know in the chat. Everybody good on that? I believe that on an Android is the same thing. When you hold on the price, on the currency, the trade that you're in, Shari, you can let me know. You could go ahead and share your screen and show for the Android users if that's the same thing. You don't necessarily, I don't know if you have a trade running on a demo account that you could show it.
No, I actually don't, but it's the same exact thing, right? Let me just show you guys. Give me 1 second. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yes, when you come here to the trade, say for example, the trade was there, here, you would just hold on it and it's gonna come out the same very way. You're gonna see modify order, close order, delete order. You're gonna hit modify order and it is going to go ahead and, oh my gosh. This has happened to me all the time. Wait. All right, let me see. Let me try another one. This thing is stuck in the corner of my page, Tammy. As usual, this setup. All right, let me just show you guys the other way then. Right, so when you hit modify, it is going to come up like this, right? So at the top where you see the pair, you would also see the entry price at the top at the time that the market is open, right under the pair, right? So you would come down to your red line, which is your stop loss line, and edit that stop loss amount to that number that you guys see under that pair as well. Is that clear enough for you guys?
Perfect. So Android users, you're good with that? And of course, it's not gonna say buy or sell anymore. It's gonna say modify.
Correct.
So you would
just go ahead and hit modify. And if it's not highlighted in black, that means that you put in something incorrect.
All right, exactly. That's another tip. If you didn't use the right price, it's not gonna let you modify it. Okay? Okay, good. So everybody is good on how to break even now. Let's go to moving our stop loss into profits. Let's move our stop loss into profits. No, this is at your own discretion. We are not gonna tell you, you know, how many pips and profits you should move your stop loss. We're not gonna tell you that. Is at your discretion. But let me just show you ways that you can determine that. All right. So from this same very trade, let's move our stop loss back to where it was. Right, from this same very trade, we're this amount of pips and profits. Yeah, and what you want to do, the market moves in patterns, right? The market creates highs and higher highs, or it creates lows and lower lows, right? So for an uptrend, it'll create new highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? So if you look at this right here, you guys would all agree that this is an uptrend right here. What we're looking at right here, you guys would agree that this is an uptrend. Let me know, or this is is this a downtrend? Yes, this is an uptrend. Good. So great. So just bear with me right here. The market, we already know an up his trend. You're right, Kurt. It's been going up and it's gonna keep going up. All right. So good. We already know the same. Buy low, sell high, right? So we bought low. We bought low way down here. It bought at like 3,000, at 30,000, right? Price is currently at over 47,000. Boom, we bought low. Price went up. It created a new high, because you guys would agree that this high right here, this high is higher than this one right here. Let me take a screenshot. I wish it was on my iPad so that I could use my pencil. But would you agree that this high right here is higher than this previous high? Yes or no? Yes. Good. So this would be considered, this would be a high. So we are gonna put a H here. H. Boom. Okay, come on. Come on. This is much easier on my iPad. This is a H, bro. Boom, boom, boom. This is a H. Boom. So this now is a higher high, because you guys agree that that high is higher than the previous high. This right here, right? Price went up and then it came back down. Do you guys agree that this low is higher than this previous low? Is this low right here higher than this low right here? Good. So this was a low, so we're gonna put a L there, but this is higher than the previous low, so this is a higher low. Then price went up again. Boom, we up here now, right? Price came up here and came down, so this was equal. So this would be like equal high. So we would just put another EH here, right? Price wasn't lower than that previous high. It was about the equal amount. So we're gonna just put an EH there. But price came back down. It made a new low, and you would agree that this low is higher than this previous low that we just identified. You guys agree that this one is higher than this previous one? So this is now considered another higher low. Then price made its way up again. Boom, it shot up. It created a new high. So now it's higher than this last high. So this is going to be another higher high. And then it pulled down and it created a new low. But is this new low lower than this last low? Is this new low lower than this last low? No. So this is not going to be a higher low. That is how you can start to know where to put your stop loss. So now you understand a trend That's how you know trends, you guys. When price is making higher lows and higher highs, it's an uptrend. When it's making lower lows and lower highs, that's a downtrend. So when you're wondering where should I put my stop loss, right? Let me use oh gosh, yeah, right? When you're wondering where to put your stop loss, when price makes a new high and then it creates a higher low and continues up and in its higher high, then I can move my stop loss at this lower high right here. Look, price shot up, it came back down, and then it started to go up and create a new high. So I want to move my stop loss right here at this lower high, because when the market is trending, most of the time, this is not for certain that it's never gonna come back down and hit your lower, go below your lower low. Sometimes that's what the banks does, right? If you've been studying steady, you will see that sometimes the banks will like push down further so that because they know most people put their stop losses around a previous low or a previous high, they will push down the market to hit them out and then continue in that other direction, right? But sometimes it wouldn't. And that's just something that's just how we have to, we just gotta move and adapt. All right. Repeat what again, Tanisha? Exactly. Or you want me to repeat again? Where to put the stop loss? Okay, yeah, I was still explaining that. Right? I was saying that sometimes we may move our stop loss to a previous low and it will still knock us out and go back up. That's what happens. The banks, they as Nice said, they sweep the liquidity. Right? They can see where we have our stop losses. So they would knock us out and grab all that money, then push up. But we trick them because sometimes those stop losses are stop profits. So haha. Right? So what you want to do is when price meets that lower high, right? So price went up right here. We entered here, price went up, it came down, created that lower high, that higher low, sorry, and then it went up. So when it created that and it continues, right, you want to move that stop loss from where it was to below that price right there, just below wherever the last candle was before it continued to go in that uptrend. That is where you want to move your stop loss. All right. Yes, granted, this may look very close to your entry, but you're securing. You're no longer at break even. You're gonna make at least something. And based on this example, price respected that trend and continued going up. Price continued, and then boom, it pulled back a little bit. It pulled back a little bit, created a new higher low, and then it continued up. So this is where you could carry that stop loss. This is called trailing stop loss, you guys. You are now moving that stop loss and you're going to change that price to this one right here at the low of the lowest candle, which is by that wick. I'm just going to put my stop loss a couple pipettes below it. Boom. That is my new stop loss. And I've secured whatever happens between where my stop loss is now and where it entered, that's the amount of pips that I secured. That's how much money I'm gonna make regardless of whatever happens in the market. If this candle were to come on and then boom, hit that, I still made between here and here. Those are profits that I secured. Then watch it, price continue to go all the way up there, and then it made a pull back, creating a new higher low, and now it's continuing. If you want, good, continue to put your stop loss in profits. Is that clear? I'm gonna show you guys how you can get this number, because sometimes the numbers you will wonder, okay, Tammy, you're showing me how to move my stop loss and profits, but it's not that simple to actually move a line. What do I do? You are still modifying that trade, and watch this. I'm gonna change the color so you guys can see it clearly. When you use this horizontal line, then it's gonna highlight wherever you move this horizontal line on your chart, it has a price highlighted. So right here, when we move our stop loss at this previous low, the price that I would have gone and modified my trade I modify my stop loss and move, and the price that I would have placed here was 32,206.77. That's the price that I would have modified my trade and put by my stop loss. And my stop loss would automatically move to where this horizontal line is. Then when it made this impulse move, pull back and continued, I'm gonna then go and move my horizontal line here. Boom. See the price that the horizontal line highlighted, 35,780.03. Go back, hit modify, put in this number, modify the trade, and know my stop loss is here. And every time the market creates higher lows, I'm just moving my horizontal line up, seeing that number, going and modify my trade and putting that number there. And whatever I do, I'm securing I'm making sure that I'm making money every time the market pushes up. Every time the market pushes up and I'm more picks and profits, all I'm doing is I'm looking for a higher low if it's an uptrend, or a lower high if it's a downtrend. And I'm putting my stop loss just below that area that it pulled back before continuing. How do you find this horizontal line? You can, and this works for both Android and iPhones, you can tap on your screen, or you see this right here, the circle, triangle, and square icon. If you hit that, you're gonna see some objects. And my favorite objects, as you can see here, I mainly use the horizontal line and the arrow. You wanna click on the horizontal line, and it's gonna take you back to your chart automatically. If you look here at the top right corner, you see a little dash. It's probably a little hard to see it because my candlesticks are blue as well, but that's just indicating that you have a horizontal line for you to use. You just haven't used it yet. You just gotta tap anywhere on the screen, and that new horizontal line is gonna pop up. And that's how you're gonna be able to move it up and down your chart to see that price come up, to know the price that you want to modify your trade to put your stop loss into profits. Is everybody clear on where you should possibly put your stop loss and how to use a horizontal ray to find it? Sherry, you want to come on and show them how to find the horizontal ray using an Android?
All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
If you guys following so far, drop some sevens in the chat. All right, so Sherry just gonna show you guys how to do that on an Android. So she has the Android. You see it has the same square, triangle, and circle icon right here. You tap that. You tap that, and it takes her back to her chart, and now she has that horizontal line on her screen. Same thing for Androids. So my Android users, is that clear? Let me know if you went to your chart and found your horizontal line and you are clear on how to find that. Do it again, Shari. Boom, boom, boom. I believe, Shari, go back to your chart and just tap anywhere on your chart. Tap the screen on anywhere on your chart. Guys, when she tapped the screen, this stuff came up. Put your phone up vertically. Turn your phone up vertically. Good. Tap the screen anywhere on your chart. This will come up, right? This circle will come up for you Android users, and you want to click this triangle, square, circle icon. When you tap that, it's gonna take you to the objects page. When you go to the objects page is where you're gonna see the horizontal line. When you tap on the horizontal line, you could decide to change the color. You could do whatever you want. It's really up to you, right? And when you come, it'll take you back to your chart, and then tap on the chart again, and it's the horizontal line is gonna come up on your screen, and you can drag it up and down to see the price highlighted on the right. Android users, is that clear? Is that clear? Boom. Yes. Yes. Perfect. So good. Thanks, Shari. So good. So you guys know how to move your stop loss into profits. You guys know how to put it on break even. Now let's talk about measuring some pips, because so everybody is not clear on how to calculate pips or how to count pips just by looking at the chart and the numbers, right? You guys gonna learn that, and we're gonna go over. I'm gonna show you how you can calculate some pips before we end this call, right? But if you're on your chart, right, there's something that you can use. You guys, if it's one thing you're gonna learn about me, is that I like to just make things as simple as possible, because calculated pips was hard for me. I know how you guys feel. Some of you, if calculated pips is hard for you right now, let me know in the chat. Just put in the chat. Yes, me too, Tammy. Put me too, Tammy, in the chat if calculated pips are hard for you right now, because I know exactly how you feel. I felt that exact same way when I first started trading. Actually, up to a year ago, I felt the exact same way too. I could not understand. So why is calculated pips different from a USD JPY than to a regular Euro USD? Why is it different for Bitcoin than it is for SPX and NAS? Why? It was confusing. So I had to find somewhere else that I could make it work for me, because I wasn't about to quit trading because I didn't know how to calculate pips. Of course not. Right? So good, I found out about this ruler. You guys know on Trading View, there's a ruler that you can just click it and drag it, and it's gonna help you calculate pips. On your phone, it doesn't look like a ruler, it looks like an arrow, and you can use that to calculate pips. Watch this, watch this. So we are back at our entry. Now let's say right now we up a lot of pips, right? We up over 10,000 pips right now. Boom. No, over 1,000 pips right now. We up on Bitcoin. So let's say I wanted to secure 200 of that. I wanted to secure 200 of that. I don't know between where and here is 200 pips, because I don't know how to calculate pips. So I need something to help me out. When I tap on my screen, right, I'm gonna go back to objects. Android users, is the same thing that Sherry just did. Tap on the screen, you're hitting the triangle, circle, square icon, and it's gonna take you to objects, and you want to select this right here, this arrow. When you select that arrow, as you can see here at the top right, it's saying that we have an arrow pending. Now pay attention. For the horizontal line, I told you to tap on the screen anywhere, and you're going to be able to drag that up and down. What I want you to do for the arrow is when you tap on the screen, don't let it go. Tap and drag at the same time. Tap and drag. So I'm going to tap and drag, and boom, let my arrow appears. Because if you just tap, it's gonna be on top of each other. So to make it easier for yourself, just tap and drag so that you see it, right? So what I want to do is I want to put the tip of the bottom of my arrow where I enter the market. And as you can see on the top left-hand corner, it like magnifies so that I can see it better. Because of course, if your finger is over it trying to get it on this dotted line, it's gonna be hard, right? So the magnifying glass kind of like up here, it magnifies so that I can see. I just want to put that, I want to make sure that that's lined up. Let me change the color of my arrow real quick so you guys can see that much better. Put that yellow as well. Boom. So you see it magnifies, and I want that to line up right here on this dotted line as best as you can get it. All right, boom. And then at the tip of this arrow now, I want to find I want 200 pips, right? I want 200 pips. Now this is a 4 hour. Let me come down. Boom. I want 200. Now this is Bitcoin that we are looking at right now. So these numbers are a lot larger than a regular Forex pair. Okay. So I'm just gonna put it. I'm gonna calculate it, and then I'm gonna show you guys how we know it's 200. Okay, anywhere around. I try to do a screenshot. All right, I'm gonna just leave it as it is. Oh, bear with me, you guys. I'm trying to do a screenshot. Trying to do a screenshot so I can show you how you can count pips. So boom. I'm trying to see 200. Boom. All right. So I just moved the arrow around where I saw 200. Now, how did you know that that was 200, Tammy? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let me make it nice color so you guys can see. So here, where my arrow is, that's around 200 pips. How do I know? Because if you look up here, that number right there in the middle, 202059, that is a 6-digit number, right? For Bitcoin, the first 4 is your pip count. If it's a 6-digit, if it's a 5-digit, it's the first 3. If it's a 4-digit, it's the first 2. That's your pip count. Just like for a regular, if you're trading gold and you count the pips and it's giving you 3 numbers, the first 2 is your pip count. For Bitcoin, for a 6-digit is the first 4. For a 5-digit is the first 3. For a 4-digit is the first 2. I hope that was clear. So this is a 6-digit count here. So that means that it's the first 4, right? So this is pretty much 2,000 pips. Oh my goodness, phone, stop locking. All right, this is 2,000 points, right? Because Bitcoin is calculated by points, not so much pips, right? But we still say pips, right? Which is equal to 200 pips. So 2,000 points for Bitcoin is also equal to 200 pips. All right, you guys? So this, can you go over the different pips and where to cut off? Yes, I can. I just want to bring back up this screenshot that I was showing you guys. Boom, boom, share screen here. Here. So right here, so when you are dragging the arrow, okay, when you are dragging the arrow, it's gonna say arrow line number 28. It's gonna have the degree that you have it dragged at, but in numbers in the middle is what is your pip count. All right. If you're trading Bitcoin, it gives you these 6 digits. It gives you 5. It gives you 4. It gives you 3. If it's a 6 digit, if it's 6 digits, the first 4 is the pip count. If it's a 5 digits, the first 3 is your pip count. If it's 4 digits, the first 2 is your pip count. So for this example, it's showing me 202059. This is also equal to 2020. This is 2020 points on Bitcoin, which is also equal to 220 pips. Let's just say 220 pips if we're calculating in pips. So this is 220 pips between where we entered and where we have our arrow pointed right here. Can I also add the pips to the entry without using this graph? Of course, this is for the people that don't know how to calculate pips. Remember I said if you don't know how to calculate pips, this is gonna help you. All right, so if you know how to add from wherever, that's great, but not everybody is at that level right now. All right, so this is 220 pips that we're looking at. So now that I understand now that I know of between where I have my arrow and where from my entry to where I have my arrow, that's about 200 points. I want to move my stop loss around there. So now I'm gonna take my horizontal line and I'm gonna plot it right at the tip of my arrow, like in the middle of that circle. I'm gonna plot my horizontal line right there. Boom. And now I know that this 3362984, when I go and I modify my trade and I put this number here, I know that I'm securing 200 pips. So you can use this ruler. Let me use it for a regular Forex pair because Bitcoin may have kerfuffled somebody's brain there just now. All right. So let's say I got into the trade at this first yellow line, right? And I want to secure 20 pips. We got in here, price is all the way down here. I want to secure 20 to 30 pips. I'm gonna plot my arrow on my entry, and I'm gonna drag my arrow down to where I see 30 pips. Watch this. You look at the number in the center, you see that that's a 3-digit number. The number in the center up here, right here, you see it says 39, 390, 370, whatever. I want 30 pips. So I'm gonna drive my arrow, and anywhere here, you guys looking at that? Anywhere here is 30 pips. Because when you release the arrow, it's not gonna show you the pip count anymore. So I just saw 330 something, 330 something. I saw there, so that's good enough for me. Then I'm gonna use another horizontal line and plot it right in the middle of that arrow. And I know from here to here is 30 pips. The horizontal line highlighted this price right here, 1.58592. I'll go ahead, hit modify on my trade, put that price in, and now my stop loss has moved into profits. And I know for a fact that I secured 30 pips. Is everybody clear on that? Let me know in the chat if you're all clear. If you're not all clear, let me know as well. Let me know, let me know. Let me know, let me know. Come on, you guys. 57 on us on, and we got 8 more minutes to show you how to calculate some pips before we wrap up for risk management. Because trade management isn't hard. That's really just it. Knowing how to move your stop loss into profits, right? How to secure, how to move it to break even, how to use the arrow to measure pips, right? No, if you want to secure partial profits, that's another type of trade management. Of course, you can only secure partial profits if you're in on a lot size bigger than a 0.01, because you can't secure anything lower than a 0.01. That's the lowest lot size. So to secure partial profits real quick, you want to go ahead and hold down on the trade, and you want to hit close trade. But you don't want to close the entire trade. You want to secure partial of it. So you can go ahead, you see this lot size is 0.10. Let's say I wanted to close out half of that. I would adjust my lot size to 0.05, and you will see, look, it says close with profits 814. If I had in my entire 0.01, which is the original lot size that I entered at, this is how much money I would be closing, not if I was to close this entire trade. But I don't want to close the entire trade, I just want to close out half. So I would reduce my lot size to 0.05, and now you see it says close with profit 814.42. So that's half of the price that the half of the profits if I were to close out 0.05 of that 0.1 lot size. That is how you close partial profits. So if a trade goes really good in profits and you want to secure half of it, and then move your stop loss into profits and just leave the trade to go to TP2, this is how now you become more advanced. No, you are on a TP1 diet as a new trader. You are becoming advanced, and you understand, okay, I know how to manage my trade, I know how to move my stop loss and profits. When TP1 hits, I'm gonna close partial of my profits. That means I secured at least TP1. I'm gonna move my stop loss into profits and leave the trade. Now I'm awaiting TP2. The remainder of my lot size, I want to secure that at TP2. But I'm still securing the entry by moving my stop loss into profits. Are you guys clear on that? This is how you go from beginner to a little advanced. You're not so much advanced, but you get in there. Because some people ask, well, why can't I take TP2, Tammy? Why should I only take TP1? Right? You are a beginner. Right now, we just want you making some money. But after you understand how to manage your trades, you can start to go for TP2 by doing closing partial profits. Go over one more time, please. Got lost after increased lot size. Okay, good. So my original lot size on this trade is a 0.10. You cannot secure partial profits on a lot size 0.01. That's the lowest lot size we can enter on. So anything above that, you can secure partials. So for this example, we are in at $1 per pip. Let's say TP1 just hit. I didn't have it. I saw that TP1 was coming up and I removed my take profit because I want to go for TP2 now that I understand how to manage trades. I remove my take profit, or I put in TP2 to start with, right? And when I hear that TP1 hit, the trader days updated me, TP1 hit, now I go and I manage my trades. What I did is I first moved my stop loss into profits. My stop loss was down here. We just went over this. I moved my stop loss into profits, wherever, halfway, whatever you choose to secure is really up to you. Now that it's in profits, I need to go and I need to secure half of my profits because I want to secure half of my lot size at TP1 and leave the other half to run to TP2. So I'll hold on the trade, hit close. We're not modifying here. Modifying is for moving stop loss and profits. To secure partial profits, we're gonna hit close on the trade, but we're not gonna hit close. We're not gonna hit the close button. We're gonna adjust the lot size, and we're gonna reduce it to 0.05 because that's half of 0.1. And you see that it said if we were up $1,000 just now, but half of that is 814.42 because I reduced my lot size to half of the 0.1. When I hit close, this will close. I will leave the trade with this profit, but when I go back to my chart, it'll now be saying that I'm still in the trade because I didn't close the entire trade. I just closed out half of my investment. When you go back to your home, your trade page, you're no longer going to see a 0.1 lot size. You're now going to see a 0.05. That trade will continue to run because you left partials of your lot size in there, but you secured some of that money and the trade will continue to run up to TP2. You secured partials, your trade is protected because your stop loss is in profits and you're just sailing and waiting for TP2. Regardless of whatever happens, if the trade hits TP2 or not, you would have already secured partials at TP1. Wherever you move your stop loss, if price turns around and hits that, you still come up with something. So you were in a risk-free trade and you actually still made more money because price went to TP1. Is that clear for everybody? Is that clear? Boom. Guys, that is how you manage trades. That's how you maximize your profits when you are trading. Because I know everybody wants to get to TP2 and TP3 is so bad. Why it is that you guys give this some more to take profits, but I should only take TP1. Why you should only take TP1 is because you don't understand how to manage trades. Because there's no way a trade should hit TP1, make its way on almost a TP2, but it doesn't hit, turns around, hits your stop loss. There's no way that should happen. But it's going to happen to beginners because you don't fully understand how to manage trades. So now that you know how to manage your trades, you guys just level yourself up. So drop some ones in the chat if you were only on a TP1 diet. You're no longer on a TP1 diet. You know how to manage your trades and you can go for TP2 from next week. Let's go. So before I pass the call off to Fabian to do risk management now, because now we know how to manage our trades, we still know that risk management is super important. We are no more diets. We're not on a diet anymore. We could go for TP2. But anybody else that come into the business and they're brand new, they're on TP1s. All right. So I'm going to show you guys how to count pips real quick. I'll just show you the charts that we have to reference to, and then I'm gonna drop these charts into the takeover chat so you guys can get them as well. All right. So boom, let me share my screen. Awesome. So right here, you guys see this chart? I'm assuming that you are. Yes, you are. So good. Calculating pips for Forex peers except JPYs. This is for Forex peers except JPYs. All right, let me look at the chat so you can see.
It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Boom, boom, boom. So Forex pairs have 5 numbers after the decimal point. Ignore the 5th and final number. For every 1 number increase or decrease, that's 1 pip. I'll read that again. Forex pairs have 5 numbers after the decimal. Ignore the 5th and final number. For every number that increase or decrease, that's 1 pip. So if we go from 1.94562 to 1.94887, that is 34 pips, right? If we go from 2.0228 to 1.02240, that is 4 pips. This is for all Forex pairs except JPYs. For JPYs, every point 100, that is 10 pips on a JPY pair. So from 104.350 to 104.450, remember it says every point 100 is 10. So the difference between 350 and 450 is that 100. So point 350 to 450, that's 10 pips. From 130 to 020 to 129.720, that is 30 pips. All right. So I don't want to go through all this in too much detail because it's a risk management call. So you guys, I'm gonna put these 4 charts in the group so you can practice, right? So you can answer these questions if all JPY goes from 62.559 to 62.347. How many pips is that? Answer those questions to yourself, right? If you're trading NAS, US 30, SPS, JUR 30, gold, every number increase or decrease is 10 points. So for gold, 1548 to 1549, that's 10 pips. For US 30, 24,550 to 24,554, that's 40 pips. All right. So every one number, whereas for the regular Forex pairs, it was every like for JPY, right? Every one number increase was a pip, and for the non JPY pair, sorry, and for JPY, every 100 was 10. For Forex, every one is 10. Or for SPX and these indices, sorry, every one number that goes up for gold, that's 10 pips. So if we go from 1548 to 1550, that's 20 pips. All right. And then if there's anyone that trades oil, for every one number increase or decrease after the decimal, that is 1 pip. So from 2055, sorry guys, from 2055 to 2056, that's 1 pip. From 1715 to 1705, that is 10 pips. Is everybody clear on how to calculate pips or have a little more understanding? Like I said, I'm gonna drop these charts in the takeover group, the takeover chat on Telegram. I'm gonna drop those in there now, so you guys can have them to go over and learn how to calculate pips. Boom! I just dropped them in there. Awesome. So guys, that's my time. I hope you had an immense a whole load of value from this trade management. I hope that you guys are now going to be managing your trades accordingly. Make sure that those winners do not turn into losers, and you guys literally are off of that TP1 diet, right? You're off of that TP1 diet, and you can now go for TP2 and TP3, but make sure you are managing that trade, closing partial profits, moving that stop loss into profits before deciding, okay, I want to go for TP2. All right, you guys, that's my time. My name is Tammy Tamzzzz. You guys can hit me up on Instagram. Send tag me in anything, any notes that you took today. You can tag me on Instagram. I will be reposting it. And I'll see you guys on my next training. All right. So let me stop this recording.